whosoever looketh on a woman to lust after her has committed adultery with her already in his heart. You see that? For the mere fact that you didn't touch the lady, you just look at her and you imagined lust in your heart towards her. Probably you don't even know her name, but you imagined. The Bible says you're already guilty of adultery in the sight of God and the New Testament. So you see, the Old Testament law on adultery is that the parties will be killed. But in the New Testament, merely looking, the Bible says you have committed that same sin. And also in this case, you are liable to death. There is a measure of your life and your walk with God that dies. Now also in the New Testament, every lady, whether married or unmarried, they belong to Jesus. They are your sister. So, because we are all brothers and sisters in Christendom, because you are not allowed to have a sexual relationship with your own sibling, this is what makes it totally wrong and totally ungodly for you to have any form of sexual relationship with somebody you're not married to. So one of the forms of sexual perversion, one of the forms of fornication is what is called incest. Incest is when you sleep with your own sibling. You have a sexual relationship with your own sibling. That is incest. So every time a child of God sleeps with a fellow child of God, that will be incest. That will be sinful because you are committing sin against your own sibling. But a time will come when you have satisfied the requirements for your sister to now become your wife. Then at that point, sexual relationship is now granted because not only is she your sister, she is now also your wife, as in the case of Abraham and Sarah. This is also a more reason why you cannot have sexual relationship with yourself. There was a time also in this country where the matter of masturbation was on the scene, where it was said that it is okay to masturbate because you are not committing fornication or adultery with anybody. But you know that sexual relationship is ordained by God and ordained to be enjoyed with somebody with whom you are married with. And in every other way you enjoy sexual pleasure outside the scope of you and your wife becomes wrong. So that is why sex with animal is wrong. That is not adultery. It's wrong. That is why sex with a robot will be wrong. Because I hear now that very soon we start sex with a robot is coming to the scene. That is why sex with yourself is wrong. That is why sex with a toy is wrong. Every form of sexual perversion is wrong. It is called sexual perversion because it is not within the design of God for sexual relationship. The Bible says a man will be joined to his wife and they become one flesh. That one flesh is a phrase that comes to life when a marriage is consummated. Because the Bible says, know ye not that he which is joined to an harlot is one body, because saith he, for two saith he shall be one flesh. So you will find that the principle that makes a man and a woman one flesh is not the joining at the altar or the paying of the dowry or the marriage ceremony. What actually makes a man and a woman one flesh is sex with one another. That's where that journey takes place. So the Bible says, do not make your body and make them one with a harlot. There is a person God has designed you to be one with. It is your wife, it is your husband, and that is the person you are meant to be one with. And he went on to say, verse 18, flee fornication. So he didn't only say flee adultery, yeah? Flee fornication. Flee every form of sexual perversion. Because every sin that a man doeth is without the body. But he that commits fornication sinneth against his own body. You see that? So every form of sexual perversion, whether it is bestiality or incest or masturbation or pornography, every form of sexual escapade that is outside the confines of marriage, Bible says it is a sin against your body. And I tell you for a fact, it will take eternity for some persons to understand the implication of what Jesus said here. That you are committing a heinous crime against your own body every time you engage in sexual perversion. I'm not involved in adultery. I'm not having sex with anybody's husband or anybody's wife. I'm only doing it with myself. So it is right. You'll be surprised what is happening in the church of God today.